Female self-defense is preventing yourself from being in a situation where you're attacked. Female self-defense is hiding. Female self-defense is not combat. Nothing you can learn in any class is going to give you a smidgen of a chance against an actual dude who's about violence. If you go to any class and they're convincing you that you're going to learn something that's going to help you, they are wasting your time and money. There is nothing any of you women could learn for the next 10 years that would prevent me or a guy my size doing whatever he wants. You know what the problem is? The problem is with actual genuine violence. Most of you girls don't anticipate how quickly you'd be dispatched. You think it'd be like a struggle. If a dude smashes you in the face, actually grabs you by the hair and hits you once, maximum twice, you now need a hospital. Your cheek's broken, your jaw's broken, your brain's bleeding, you're in concussion. If I wanted to put my hands around if a man like me put his hand around a girl's neck and squeeze as hard as he could, she has maybe 45 seconds of life left. That's it. Like, you're thinking it's going to be some struggle, some shit like a Hollywood movie. It'll take 2 or 3 seconds max to dispatch any of you. If a guy was actually trying to hurt you for real, not trying to slap you, not trying to teach you a lesson, actually trying to hurt you, you have no idea. You wouldn't stay. But
that depends on the female though.
Because
ladies, one at a time.
She had a point.
She was next.
I have a question. Okay, so you're saying a man like you. So some guys don't even know how to throw an actual punch.
Doesn't matter. They're too big and they're too heavy. They're too heavy.
But
they're too large.
let's say you watch UFC, right? I'm guessing.
Not really. I fought.
No, he fought UFC. He doesn't watch it.
All right.
Like, he
so
knows.
one of my favorite fighters for females is Zhang. So let's say someone even half as good as Zhang. You think you could go against?
So if you
that?
So if you took a girl who was one of the best fighters in the world,
I said half as good too.
No. If you took a girl who's one of the best in the world, you took one of these female fighters. If she met a man who was smaller than her and he didn't expect her to have some hands, maybe she could catch him once or twice and run. But the truth is that most females are physically smaller than men. The point is that
doesn't matter though.
Listen to me.
Please let him finish, and then you can make your.
If a 250-pound man, 300-pound man, even against the best woman in the world, who's what 130, 140 pounds, there's weight classes for a reason. You think this is going to be a fair fight like the UFC? You think he's not just going to grip her up, grab her by her fucking jacket, lift her up over, slam her on the concrete? It's different. Violence is different than fighting. And true violence is nasty and it's ugly. And the idea that you're going to be able to do this or do that or just kick him in the balls, none of that is real. None of that is real on any level. Now, you're talking about a UFC fighting girl. Maybe if you're one of the most highly trained UFC fighting females, maybe 4 names you can name on the planet, maybe there are some men your own size you might be able to hit and beat. But you're talking about a complete anomaly. That doesn't disprove the rule. The rule is you're saying most men don't know how to throw a punch. Let me tell you something about punching. Any idiot on the street, if he swings as hard as he can and hits you in the face, it's going to hurt. Not knowing how to throw a punch is about landing it. It's about technique, right? You don't know how to slip a punch. So it doesn't mean a difference if he doesn't know how to throw a punch. He's gonna hit you anyway. You don't know how to slip, dodge, counter. You don't have no moves. So what he can do the haymaker.
You ain't got no hands.
You're gonna take it right in your mouth and you're gonna fall over. Another thing you have to understand, most of you women, a lot of men who have been around the block, we have a propensity to violence. If you hit me in the face, I'm not going to panic. I've been hit in the face. I've been hurt. Most of you women have never even been hit. You've never even been gripped up. You've never even had a man grab you. You never felt a man's strength. You think you felt a man's strength during a little bit of sex? That was a fraction of it. You don't know how strong a man is. It's like getting grabbed by a lion. It's like getting hit by a car. If a real man were to grab you, it'd feel like a car hit you. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Facts.
You'd be on the floor and you'd be a fucking mess. And there's no bullshit little arm lock you learn in some Tuesday class for $15 from some dyke that's going to save you. It's garbage.
This is why you get got.
Shout out to Andrew fucking Tate. Oh.
You know, the title to that TikTok video of the hijabi getting bust up. The title to that video that I found it on YouTube was "Life is hard when you are dumb." Life is hard when you are dumb. And the reason why I played you that clip at the beginning of Tate is because Tate summarized it perfectly. And in fact, he summarized it so perfectly that I didn't feel like I needed to add anything else. And, and this was a clip from years back. It's about 2 years old, that clip is. The clip of Tate. This clip of this hijabi sister is a relatively new one, or at least it went viral relatively recently. But Tate touched on a couple of essential points that we can't look, and just look past like he didn't say nothing. No, it's really important that we kind of zoom in on them. First of all, he mentioned female self-defense is a myth. I would agree. I'll take it one step further. I would say self-defense in general is a myth if you're outnumbered. In general, if you're a guy and you're outnumbered, there's 2, 3, or 4 guys, self-defense is a myth, point blank, period. Let me explain to you why. If you're a fighter, and that's if you're a fighter, and there's a big if, most men are not combat competent. All right, so they can't even fight. But let's say if you're a fighter and you find yourself in a situation on the street, there is a problem. And that problem is you go into fight mode according to the rules of which you are used to fighting. That is no biting. That's no kicking to the balls. That's no fill in the blank. All right. This is a problem. That's your instinctual, that's your innate way of going. That's how you do. If you're a jiu-jitsu guy or you're a wrestler, you're thinking, you know what? I need to take him down immediately. I need to find a way to take his back. Biggest mistake you can make in your life in a street fight. God forbid you take someone's back or you take someone down who has a knife in their pocket, bro. Take my back, bro. Take my neck. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out the shank over and over. So even if you are combat competent, you will still find yourself in a situation whereby if you find yourself in a street fight, that you're gonna be compromised. My coach, shout out to him, my Muay Thai coach. He said to me, you know what my favorite move is? If I find myself in a street fight, the point and run. The point and run. Oh, what's that over there? Boom, run in the other direction. And there's 2 reasons for this. Number one is because you don't know who you're coming up against and what he has. Does he have a shank? Does he have a tool of some sort? Does he have a gun, maybe? If you're living in a country where guns are legal, or a country where guns are not legal, frankly speaking, like the UK. Guns are not as pervasive in this country as they are in, say, America, but they're still on the road. Or the other side to that coin is you know that you're so lethal that you could hurt someone to the point of killing them, and then you'll find your ass in jail. So it's a double-edged sword. It's sort of like you lose both ways. So just understand that in general, self-defense can only take you so far on the street. On the street, because there are no rules. There are no rules. All right? Now, self-defense for a woman? Oh my God.
This is number 1 bullshit.
This is a myth that has been peddled to make peas, to make money, that you can train as a woman and you can get to a proficient level of competence in a combat sport of some sort, and you will be able to fight off the assailant. You will be able to fight someone. I remember once one of my girls was like, let me show you this move that I learned. And she was like, grab me by the hand. Imagine you're going to grab me by the hand and in the street, and you just grab me by the hand. I'm going to show you what I can do. I was like, okay. So I grabbed her by the hand. I was holding at maybe 40%, 30%. And she was trying to do this move. I was like, what's going on? Am I holding too hard? Do you want me to hold a bit softer? So no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I said to her, you do realize I'm not even holding your hand 100%. If I held your wrist 100%, I'd probably crush your bones. Or in the least instance, I'd cause severe pain in your wrist right now. Don't get high on this idea that you will be able to pull this BS move off in the middle of a street with a grown man. It's not happening. It gives you a false sense of security. It's a myth. It doesn't exist. Wake up. Best thing you can do is not find yourself in a situation like that in the first place. Travel with your mahram wherever you go. Don't travel out late at night, so on and so forth. And the final thing I want to point out is that this sister that we saw in the clip just now, she's clearly operating at a good level. She had some good moves. She could kick really well. She's clearly been doing it for many years. She's good at what she does against other women. And when I played back that clip, initially I thought that she got caught with her mouth open and hit in the jaw. It's very painful. If your mouth is hanging and you get punched in the jaw, you can actually break your jaw because the jaw literally goes like that. And the whole point in having a gum shield is that you clamp down on the gum shield so that if you do get punched there, it doesn't slice your jaw like that. You can literally break it. So I thought initially that that's what happened to her. But running the tape back, one of my friends pointed it out as well. It's possible that she kicked a bone, that she kicked the elbow. And that there was like a couple seconds of delayed pain until it pushed through. Either way, bottom line is this. As a woman, your skin is thinner. Your muscles are smaller. You are weaker. This is not an insult. This is just an objective observation. You're smaller. Your skin is thinner. Your muscles are weaker. You are not up to the task of taking on a man. I know when you see these fights on TV and you think, yeah, you know what? I reckon I could take him on. What you're failing to realize is that you're watching two men go against each other. Hence why the playing field looks even. It looks equal. You don't have the juxtaposition of seeing a man go against a woman because it never happens. Maybe you should just go and type on YouTube and find what happens when men play women in tennis. Then you will see the difference in physical capability. Because when a man plays another man, they're both covering the same real estate at the same time. It's hard to appreciate at what level they are performing at until they play someone who is either much inferior to themselves or against a woman. Then you will be able to appreciate. Then you will have the juxtaposition of, sheesh, this game is so much faster. The men's game is so much quicker, which you cannot appreciate when two men are going against each other. Ladies, please, if you want to do self-defense for the sake of fitness and health, mashallah, excellent, fantastic. Keep yourself in shape. You want to be in a good physical condition, maybe for child rearing and things like this, fantastic. I can hear the feminists screaming, bruv. Yes, you need to be in good physical condition for child rearing. So if that's your intentions, to be in good shape, health and fitness and so on, more power to you. Please continue. But if you think that you're going to do self-defense and be able to take on a full-grown man, you are sorely mistaken.